The moment a dress gets tagged as bridal, its price multiplies by 30. The exact same silhouette, the exact same fabric, stitched in the same overseas factory, sold white as a prom dress, it costs $200. Slide it into a garment bag, call it a wedding gown, and it's $3,000. The dress didn't change. The word did. Here's how the supply chain actually works. Most bridal gowns sold in independent boutiques come from a handful of manufacturers, the majority based in China, some in Vietnam or Sri Lanka. The fabric is typically polyester satin or nylon tulle, not silk, regardless of what the sales floor suggests. The construction cost, including labor and materials, on a standard A-line gown runs between $60 and $100 landed at the port. That's the dress they're charging you $3,000 for. The brands you recognize from bridal magazines, the ones with the soft lighting and the champagne on the website, most of them do not manufacture anything. They are design labels that contract production overseas, slap on a label, and sell wholesale to boutiques at roughly 4 to 6 times manufacturing cost. So a dress that cost $80 to make arrives at the boutique door for around $400. And the boutique still hasn't made its money yet. Standard retail markup is keystone, double the wholesale price. Bridal retail operates at 2.5 to 3 times wholesale, sometimes more for designer tiers. That $400 wholesale gown becomes $1,100, $1,400, $1,800 on the floor. Then the boutique adds what the industry calls exclusivity inventory, meaning they stock gowns you literally cannot find anywhere else locally because the brands enforce geographic territory agreements with retailers. There's no price to compare against. That's not an accident. That's the architecture. Territory agreements are the part the industry really doesn't want you thinking about. When a boutique signs with a bridal label, the contract typically grants them exclusive rights to sell that label within a radius, sometimes 30, sometimes 50 miles. You cannot walk down the road and find the same dress cheaper. The brand controls where it's sold, and the boutique controls the price. They call this protecting the brand experience. Follow the money, it protects the margin. Now walk into the appointment itself, because the boutique experience is engineered to extract the maximum spend before you've had time to think. Appointments are typically 60 to 90 minutes. You're handed a glass of something. A stylist pulls gowns in your size. Here's the catch. The gowns they pull first are almost always above your stated budget. This is a documented sales technique. Once you've felt yourself in a $3,000 dress, the $2,000 one feels like a bargain. Your reference point has been reset deliberately in the first 15 minutes. And then come the alterations. The boutique will almost always tell you the dress needs to be ordered 2 sizes up from your measurement, because they explain bridal sizing runs small. What they don't explain is that ordering up means the dress requires significant alterations to fit, and the boutique's in-house seamstress handles those alterations at rates of $300 to $800 on top of the gown price. Many boutiques make as much profit on alterations as they do on the dress itself. The alteration markup on a 2-hour hem and bustle job can exceed 1,000%. Accessories follow the same logic, compressed into less space. A veil that retails for $400 in a boutique is typically imported for under $20. Hairpieces, belts, undergarments marked bridal. The prefix does the same work every time. One industry wholesale catalog lists an ivory ribbon sash at $4.50. The recommended retail price printed next to it, $65. They're not hiding this. It's in the catalog. They just bank on you never seeing the catalog. The emotional architecture of the whole system deserves its own credit. Bridal retail is one of the only categories where the seller actively encourages you to bring an audience to the purchase. Your mother, your best friend, your future mother-in-law. More people in the room means more social pressure at the moment of decision. The stylist is trained to work the room as much as the bride. When 4 people cry at a dress, the price stops being the point. That's what they're selling. The moment, not the fabric. And the moment is priced accordingly. So, what does the countermove actually look like? First, sample sales. Boutiques turn over inventory every season. Gowns that didn't sell get moved at 40 to 70% off. Same dress, same label, now priced closer to what it's worth. Second, trunk shows, where designers bring samples directly, sometimes offering discounts to move units quickly. Third, non-bridal white gowns. Evening wear, formal wear, even some prom lines produce white or ivory silhouettes that are structurally identical to bridal gowns made in the same factories, sold without the premium. The dress doesn't know what event it's going to. There are also direct-to-consumer manufacturers, primarily based in China, who sell finished gowns online for $150 to $400, made to your measurements. The product is sometimes inconsistent. The return process can be difficult, and the fabric is usually polyester. But the boutique gown is also polyester. The boutique just doesn't say so out loud. If you ask a bridal sales associate what the gown is made from, and they hesitate, now you know why. $3,000 for $80 of fabric and labor. The markup isn't a scandal, it's a system, built over decades with territorial controls, emotional engineering, and a supply chain kept just opaque enough that the price feels like it reflects the dress rather than the machinery around it. You know what the machinery looks like now. That's the part they'd rather you skipped.